You have probably felt it before. You worked for something for months, maybe even years. You imagined the day you would finally reach it. The promotion, the degree, the business, the dream house, the number in your bank account, the recognition you thought would change everything. And then, it happened. For a moment, it felt incredible. You smiled. People congratulated you. The business, the dream house. You told yourself, this is it. This is the moment I've been waiting for. But a few days later, or maybe a few weeks, something strange happened. The excitement became ordinary. The silence returned. And deep inside, a question quietly appeared that you didn't know how to answer. Why don't I feel different? Maybe you never told anyone. Because from the outside, your life looked successful. People admired you. Some even wished they had your life. But they couldn't see what happened after the applause disappeared. They couldn't hear the conversation you had with yourself late at night. The one that whispered, shouldn't I feel happier than this? This was supposed to fix something. This was supposed to make me feel enough. You know what's even more painful? You immediately start looking for the next goal, not because you truly want it, because you hope this one will finally do what the last one couldn't. So you tell yourself, maybe I just aimed too low. If I earn more, if I become more successful, if more people respect me, if I finally reach that next milestone, then everything will fall into place. And for a while, that hope feels believable. It gives you something to chase, something to wake up for, something to imagine. But every finish line somehow becomes another starting line. The satisfaction never stays as long as you expected. And instead of questioning the chase, you question yourself. What is wrong with me? Why am I so difficult to satisfy? Why can't I just be grateful? That question hurts because it feels personal. It feels like something inside you is broken. But what if nothing is broken? What if the emptiness you're feeling isn't a sign that you failed, but a sign that you've been asking success to do something it was never meant to do? Most people never stop long enough to ask that question. They just run faster. They climb higher. They collect more, always believing the next achievement will finally become the answer. But here is the dangerous part. If the problem isn't outside you, then no amount of success outside you will ever completely solve it. And that raises a much deeper question. If success isn't creating the peace you expected, then what is it that you've really been chasing all along? Think about the last time you achieved something that once felt impossible. Not the achievement itself. The moment after, the room became quiet. The messages stopped coming. Life slowly returned to normal. And almost without noticing, your mind quietly started searching for another mountain to climb. Why? Most people answer that question too quickly. They say, because humans are ambitious. Because we always want to grow. And there is some truth in that. Growth is not the problem. Ambition is not the enemy. The problem is much deeper than it looks. Imagine someone climbing an endless staircase. Every step promises the same thing. Just a little higher. Just one more step. When you reach the top, you'll finally be able to rest. So they climb. One promotion, another qualification, a better salary, a bigger audience, a better body, a better reputation. Every step feels important. Every step feels necessary. But something strange keeps happening. Every time they believe they have reached the top, another staircase quietly appears above them. At first, they don't question the staircase. They question themselves. Maybe I'm just not working hard enough. Maybe I haven't reached the right level yet. So they keep climbing. Faster, harder, longer, until one day they become exhausted. Not because they climbed too much, because they no longer remember why they started climbing in the first place. This is where many people become trapped. They believe the next achievement will remove the emptiness left by the previous one. But the emptiness always returns, not because the achievement was too small, because the achievement was carrying a responsibility it could never fulfill. Let's make this even more personal. Imagine two people receiving exactly the same promotion on the same day. Both worked equally hard. Both celebrate. Both smile. Yet a year later, one person feels grateful, the other feels anxious. Why? The promotion was identical. The difference was invisible. One person saw the promotion as a blessing. The other saw it as proof that they mattered. Proof that they were finally successful enough. Proof that they deserved respect. Proof that they were no longer behind everyone else. And that changes everything. Because the moment success becomes proof, it also becomes fragile. Every new challenge becomes a threat. Every mistake feels personal. Every comparison becomes painful. Every successful person becomes a reminder that maybe you're still not enough. Without realizing it, life becomes a courtroom. Every achievement becomes evidence. Every failure becomes another accusation. And every morning, you wake up feeling like you have to defend your worth all over again. No wonder success feels so heavy. No wonder rest feels impossible. No wonder peace disappears so quickly. But what if you've misunderstood the real purpose of achievement from the very beginning? What if success was never designed to answer the question your heart keeps asking? And if that's true, then what question has your heart been trying to answer all this time? Maybe the question was never, how successful can I become? Maybe the real question has always been, when will I finally feel like I am enough? That question changes everything, because it reveals something most people never notice. You were never only chasing success. You were chasing the feeling you believed success would finally give you. Think about it. Why does one achievement immediately lead to another? Why does one dream become ordinary so quickly? Why do compliments lose their power? Why does recognition fade? Because none of those things can permanently answer the question hiding underneath them. The question was never about success. It was about worth. Without realizing it, many of us quietly begin saying something to ourselves. When I become successful, then I'll respect myself. When people admire me, then I'll believe I matter. When I finally reach that level, then I'll be able to rest. But here's the painful truth. If your worth depends on achievement, then every achievement only buys temporary relief. For a few days or a few weeks, the voice becomes quieter. Then it comes back, demanding new evidence, a bigger achievement, a higher salary, more recognition, more applause, more proof. And suddenly, you realize you are no longer using success. Success is using you. This is the discovery that changes everything. You were never chasing the achievement itself. You were chasing permission to finally believe you were enough. The moment you understand that, your entire life begins to look different. The promotion wasn't the problem. The business wasn't the problem. The dream wasn't the problem. The burden was asking those things to answer a question they were never created to answer. An achievement can tell you what you accomplished. It can never permanently tell you who you are. Only then does authentic guidance begin to make complete sense. Allah never taught us that our value comes from our status. He never measured people by their wealth, their popularity, or the number of people who admired them. The Quran reminds us that true tranquility belongs to the heart that remembers Allah, not because success is wrong, but because the heart was never created to build its identity on things that appear today and disappear tomorrow. Worldly success can be a blessing. It can be a responsibility. It can be a beautiful opportunity to serve others, but it cannot become the foundation of your identity. That place belongs to something far deeper. When your relationship with Allah becomes the place where your heart finds its worth, achievement changes. You still work hard. You still pursue excellence. You still dream, but no longer because you are trying to earn the right to exist. You pursue excellence because excellence itself becomes an act of gratitude, an act of sincerity, an act of worship, not a desperate search for permission to believe that you matter. And once that changes, success becomes lighter, because it is no longer carrying the impossible weight of proving your value. The next question is no longer, how do I become enough? It becomes, how do I live from the truth that my worth was never waiting at the finish line? From this moment on, your goals do not have to disappear. Your ambition does not have to become smaller. Your dreams do not have to be abandoned. The journey changes, not because success loses its value, but because it loses its authority over your identity. There is a quiet freedom that begins the day you stop asking every achievement to answer the question, am I enough? Because no trophy can answer it. No promotion can answer it. No amount of money can answer it. No applause can answer it. Those things can celebrate your work. They can never define your worth. Imagine waking up tomorrow with the same goals, the same responsibilities, the same unfinished dreams, but carrying a different heart. If you want one small step to begin today, take a piece of paper, write down the next achievement you are chasing, then complete this sentence with complete honesty. If I achieve this, I hope it will prove that I am. Do not rush your answer. Do not judge yourself. Simply recognize it, because awareness is where freedom begins. Then ask yourself one final question. What if I pursued this goal without asking it to prove my worth? That single question can change the way you work, the way you dream, the way you fail, the way you succeed, and perhaps the way you see yourself. Success is a beautiful servant. It becomes a cruel master the moment you ask it to tell you who you are. Your worth was never waiting at the next finish line. It was never hiding inside another promotion, another title, another achievement, or another round of applause. The finish lines will keep moving. The applause will eventually become quiet. The trophies will gather dust. But the value Allah placed within every human soul was never designed to rise and fall with the world's opinion. That is why real peace does not begin when you finally become successful. It begins when success is no longer responsible for convincing you that you matter. So keep building, keep striving, keep improving, keep serving, keep dreaming. But let your achievements become expressions of purpose, never substitutes for identity. Because the day you stop trying to earn the right to believe you are enough may be the first day you are finally free. And before you leave, ask yourself this: if every title, every award, every possession, and every achievement disappeared tomorrow, would you still know who you are?